Well, hey there, it's Jen.
And Elke, welcome back to the Jen and Elke show, where we love talking about print on demand using marketing strategies that we have used to have the best success on a Zazzle platform, the Zazzle platform, which is a print on demand platform that we love to use, but it also applies to so many of the other print on demand options that are out there. And so that's why we love talking about print on demand in general. Now, today is again one of our focused on Zazzle videos where we're going to give you a product and tip of the week. But we have said that in this segment, we're going to do a strategy for wedding niche. And we're doing it as a 4-part series with this bonus video, which is part 5. And we want to make sure that you are clear because the wedding niche is so lucrative. And especially this bonus video, we want to help you understand that to get into this lucrative but competitive niche, you need to follow some best practices. So let's dive into this.
Okay, let's get started. So I have scrolled down all the way to the best practices. We are on the wedding guide, and we've covered all of these sections previously and in our other videos. So if you have not watched those yet, then after watching this, then go back and see those ones. And the best-selling practices. So every other video that we covered was speaking a lot more about the design themes, the color palettes, the product choices. And here it's actually you as a seller, what are the best practices that you should do in your store and also in your products so that it is the best way to sell the products online with Zazzle and have it as easy as possible for your customer to customize them. Okay. And the wedding niche is a very lucrative market. And so you have to make sure that you're on point with these best-selling practices in order to compete and allow your customers to feel confident and comfortable buying from you.
So do you want to do the first one or should I?
Go for it. You do.
Okay, so themed collections. And it's interesting because here they're using the word collections, but Zazzle also has something called collections that you can use as a marketing tool on the Zazzle platform by like curating certain items and putting them into a specific collection. So that really feeds into the building out of a wedding suite, which is what normally people use as a terminology as to what goes together in a wedding invitation grouping, so that you are looking at all of the different pieces that a bride would buy together in order to invite the guests to their wedding. Okay, and so when it comes to collection, you can still put them into a collection, but first just make them and put them into a store category that's in your store so that the customer can come and look directly at all the different bits and pieces that you have for that particular design that fits together as a thing that the things that they can buy together, okay, and that they want to buy together and should buy together. And some of them, just like what it shows here in this picture, are actually even coordinating colors. So it's not like it always has to be exactly one color and one design in there. It can actually be products that are designed to fit together as a collection that's used together, that's literally stuck in the same envelope to send out to their guests, but it could have multiple different pieces that all fit together, even if it's not all matchy-matchy with the same design, same color on every single item. So that's important to remember. But don't think that you're just making other color variations just because you can make them, right? If they don't fit together, they don't belong in the same collection. And so that's really important as a feature. But on the other hand, themed collections means make the collection. And the theme is using one of those design options that you saw earlier on in one of our other videos when we were looking at the guide and telling you what are trending themes for the coming 2026 wedding season. Okay. And so think it's now your turn to coordinate all that together. Take the colors and the themes and the cards and bring that all together with one design that moves into all of these different pieces of the collection that is a theme that you're targeting as a wedding niche that some bride might want. Okay, so that's kind of where you bring it back to. Is it a coordinating matchy or is it something where, like, here we have, what is that? Is that like a Greek key pattern, and then there's some sort of scripty thing going on, and then there's some little, I can't see that enough to really see that, but there's even a photo in there. Like, so there's a lot of different things that look like they can fit together, but they're actually a little bit different. And so that can be a collection, or it can be a collection that has everything that looks the same on all these different cards and pieces that need to be together to send out a wedding invitation suite. Okay. And then what is that? It says this unified approach shows, oh, sorry, this approach allows for a unified look while maintaining variety. And yeah, that's the whole idea, is to be able to meet the need of what the bride is looking for. And it's lovely to be able to do, like to showcase this in a cover image, for example, and then also put it into a collection. And then that's really what a nice thing to use as a marketing tool. So you build on the suite, and then you use all of the tools that are on Zazzle to actually make it look cohesive and really lucrative and exciting for the bride to purchase. And then hopefully you make a lot of sales. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The next one here is easy edit products, and Zazzle has recently created a new version of what the design tool, editing tool looks like for the customer. And it is actually a lot more, it's a little bit different for sure. And it gets them getting used to as a designer, because we still have the old version in our back end, but they've made it really easy for people to customize not only the things that you've created as templates, but the things that aren't templates as well. So if by accident you didn't make something in your product a template, they're able to still go in and edit it really easily by clicking on it. And but templates are still very important. So making sure that whatever text is necessary for them to change, whether that be the information, the names, the venue, the date, etc., they have please join us for as an edit option as a template. So sometimes that's actually not necessary. So you don't need to have that, because more or less it would be the same sort of version of that. But understanding that you need to have, first of all, learning the learning curve of what goes on a wedding invitation and the components of the wedding invitation, like said, the names, the dates, the venue, if it has a specific sort of theme that says the wedding of, or please join us for, or we cordially invite you, or please join us with our parents, all the different verbiage that goes along with making a wedding invitation, but then understanding how to properly set up your templates so that people can easily click on those templates and change them. But before they decided to introduce this new design tool for the customer side, it was actually a lot more important to create your templates and know your templates are in proper order, and also have them be templates, because a lot of people lost out on potential sales because some templates weren't set up properly and people weren't able to customize that. And that being said, also check out the guidelines for the text bounding boxes as well. We always like to test our products by putting in specific information or names, and then rewriting different names and different information in the actual template option as a test to see if your text bounding boxes are proper or not, because that can also really affect if somebody decides to buy your product or not, based on the fact that maybe one of your text bounding boxes is not set up properly, and it actually completely changes or ruins the design when somebody else puts their own information in.
Yes. Okay. And then it says a variety of products, which is interesting because I kind of touched on that already with the themed collections to start with. But it basically saying that give your customers a full cohesive collection of products to go with their theme to make their shopping journey easy. Okay. And that's something we've been teaching from day one, because that's not only easy for the customer, because then they can buy everything matchy, but for us, it becomes, instead of like just earning about $5 on an order, it becomes like $100 to $200 to $300 as a profit payout for that order. And now if you go one step further and you actually use it as like that, for example, that cover image there is really nicely done, and it's by one of the top sellers on Zazzle. And if that is seen on Pinterest and then they click through and buy all those pieces, then that person actually would get 50% of everything in terms of the total cost of what the customer paid. They would receive 50% of that, which is a huge change from how Zazzle used to do things, where you wouldn't get as much money. And so this is such a lucrative thing. And then in the bold section down below, if you haven't seen that already, it says the product musts highlighted above are what we, Zazzle, look for when choosing a creator for an upcoming marketing campaign. Okay, so you can get free advertising if you put the products together properly, have them in a section in your store in a category properly, and then showcase them in a collection properly, so that Zazzle can go like, that's something we want to promote. And if you just scroll up a little bit, Jen, you'll see that actually that people are being promoted. That particular seller is actually, keep going. You have to go all the way up like a little bit further to the next line. Keep going, keep going. See, it's right there. So creator collection favorites, right in the guide, you're getting complete Zazzle promotion here, because she's got her her set up, and she's got first place there in the actual order of the artists that are being showcased there. Now, this can also be used in email campaigns and other things that Zazzle's using, like landing pages for promotion. So you're like, if you do your job right, then you all of a sudden will maybe picked as with your featured collection for these types of promotional events, which is awesome because they don't usually change them. So you get promoted pretty much the entire wedding season. I know Jen was promoted with her lemon wedding design for 2.5 years actually, and sold like crazy. So do it right, and there's a potential there that you didn't even anticipate.
Mm-hmm. The next one here, I think we've more or less kind of talked about that in the previous video and then also in this video here, but offer unique designs and products. So intentional products that stand out, such as gift tags for homemade olive oil favors. This approach not only captures attention but also resonates with the customer. So in the previous video we talked about weddings having marketplaces or little themed activities and sort of venues where you can interactively do something like create your own cigars or your own hats or your own bouquets. Going above and beyond that is where now people are creating these unique gift ideas that are maybe gift wrapping things that are associated with the stuff that's given as a gift, as a favor. So olive oil, I've seen hot sauces. I've seen what other things? Sorry?
Honey jars.
Oh yeah, the honey jars. And so offering these sort of unique gifts and unique products that accent the unique gifts for the design, for the gifts, for the customers, for the gifts of the guests.
Yeah. Okay, and then we get into the labeling. So keep going down. So they're giving you, like, go to the guide, and we don't have to tell you what to label it as here. You get to sort of understand a little bit more about what's necessary to truly get like your products listed and the listing seen by using specific invitations, okay? Or sorry, specific keywords, such as, for example, with the invitations here, here they're giving you some example wedding invitations, black and white. What is that? I can't read that.
Simple, monogram, initials.
Okay, good. So yeah, and I think they cut it off with the image for the ornament. But it's just really important that you, and then I just realized that I just skipped over the wedding signs, but we kind of did that already. But so optimize your listings. That's really the key, because you have to know how brides are searching for things. Otherwise, your listings aren't optimized. Mm-hmm. And then captivating videos and photos, that's more like not just we're taking pictures of their stuff. It's you presenting your stuff beforehand so that people go like, ooh, I can just see that exactly that way at my wedding, so therefore I want that. Okay, it's like staging a house. So you're going to do a really good job with your cover images. If you make videos for your photos or for your products, make sure that they're not like weird Canva slideshows that just go on for 40 minutes. You just really want to have something that's evoking an essence of like elegance or interest so that people will click on it. And yeah, just be careful that you don't go too far with your media and photos that you're trying to use to promote your products. Just make them really good, professional, classy, so that people can see the product and not just
Mhm.
every product you've made in the entire wedding niche, which has
Yes.
happened, which has happened. Okay. So, and then design beyond the wedding. I love this because Jen and I have made so much money using ornaments. Like everything here is what we used to like and still teach. And it's lovely that Zazzle's coming this much, giving this much away, so to speak, for you as the designer as to what is working on the Zazzle marketplace. We get this all the time, no matter whether it's wedding or any other niche. They go like, what do I need to do to sell? It's right here. And still a lot of people just don't get it and they don't do it. And so having something like, our first Christmas together with a photo is really, it's just a really great idea. It sells all the time, sold since the beginning of whenever we were on Zazzle, and still selling 20 years later. And so you've got to just get into these niches with these products so that you can design beyond the paper products, because there's a lot of money that's being left on the table if you don't do that. Okay. And then the last but not least is promoting your products on social. Now, here's where Jen and I differ from what Zazzle says, because even Zazzle on in like Instagram has very few followers, which is weird, and very few views on their videos, which is like a shame because they're always showcasing some really great designs and designers. But Pinterest, start with Pinterest. Worry about the others later. If you have a big following, sure, then you can use those other social media platforms. But please make sure you put it on Pinterest so that you can have your products in the mix when people are looking for ideas. And we have a whole course on Pinterest and like lots of things to say, but we won't go into that now. I'm just saying, make sure you put it onto Pinterest, your product, once you've listed it, so that you have another whole area where people are looking and searching for ideas where your products can show up as a search. Okay. And I think that's it, right?
Yes, I think that's it. There we go.
Awesome. So you have all the must do's, right? You pick the right color combinations and trends. You focus in on SEO, make sure your listings get seen. You have a nice suite of products so that you are offering everything so that you can get your products marketed by Zazzle. You do all the right things. You make other products outside of the suites to let people keep coming back to your shop and shopping from you again and again. And you make sure that you pin it to Pinterest. So what more do you need? And this is our bonus session. And we hope that you've enjoyed our 5-part wedding series. It is a large component of what Zazzle sells. And yes, not everyone is into weddings, but even if you did ornaments to start with and got the like wedding bug to see whether this is worth your time and effort, then maybe that's a really great way to segue into it. But if you're one of these amazing designers that already does wedding invitations, maybe now you have like really clear ideas as to what you're going to do for 2026. And we wish you all the best.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. And in addition to that, we have a free diagnostic for you. So if you're putting in time and effort into your print on demand business, but sales still feel inconsistent, this diagnostic will help pinpoint what's actually blocking your growth. The link is in the description below. So instead of guessing to do what next, you'll uncover in this diagnostic where your POD business is stuck right now, why your effort isn't translating into momentum or sales, and what needs your focus right now to start seeing progress in the future. It will help you really hone in on what's going on in your Zazzle store and why you might not be seeing the results that you want to. So make sure that you click the link in the description of this video and grab that diagnostic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even though we're describing it for the Zazzle store, because you are watching this Zazzle tip and product of the week type segment, it does apply to all print-on-demand businesses, just so you know. And so it's very helpful, and make sure you get the link and do the diagnostic.
Okay, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.